Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Perhaps you take prescription drugs or you've even found shortages in over-the-counter medications. Well, I was reading about it and I thought I would share some of the information that I found with you. During the pandemic, it was hard to find over-the-counter medications for infants, for children, cough syrups, pain relievers. There were a lot of shortages just on the shelves where you would go into the pharmacy section of your store. Well, there's also been a huge shortage of pharmaceutical drugs, the prescription drugs. Just in the first 3 months of 2024, there were shortages of 323 prescription medications. Why in this day and age, when we have the most advanced medical and research development, are we struggling to find the medications that we need? Well, if we look back during the pandemic, part of it started with online doctor visits. People didn't have to go into the doctor. You could have online visits with the doctor. There was an astronomical increase in the amount of prescriptions that were written and given to new patients. And one of them was for Adderall. From 2020 to 2021, the prescriptions for Adderall increased 20%, but the government has strict regulations on how much can be manufactured because they don't want it to become overused and abused. So the increase in prescriptions went up 20%, but the limits by the government only allowed 10% increase in manufacturing. So you're creating a shortage just right there with those two numbers. How can you give out 20% more and only make 10% more? You are creating shortages. And Adderall isn't the only thing. There have been all kinds of shortages for people who are on chemotherapy and they're not able to get some of the medications that they need. Another problem is that people are using Ozempic for weight loss. It's supposed to be for, say, diabetes and other medical conditions, but people are using these already created medications that are designed to treat certain kind of conditions for other things because of the side effects. So that is creating a huge shortage on those types of medications for people whose life depend on it. Other problems are created when the name brand medications are then able to be made for generic markets. Then there's low market incentives for companies to produce those medications because they're not making the profits that they were. Plus, some of the medications become so old, companies stop manufacturing them simply because there are new different drugs that they can make far more profit on them. And so then as they stop producing those medications that have been made for a long time, then the supply goes down. Even though many people are still requiring those, it's creating shortages. And that's how business operates. So you may not agree that should be allowed, but it is. People are in business to make money, and if they're not making money, then they're not going to continue to be in business. So that is a complex situation, and we can't fault companies for trying to make money. That's the reason all of us go to work, is to make money, and companies are the same thing. So while we may disagree with the profit margin, we have to acknowledge that is human nature, to want to stay in business and to earn a good living, to make a lot of money. That's part of the American dream. That's one reason so many people want to come here. They want to make a lot of money. Then there's always going to be problems with contamination, breakdowns, distribution problems that are going to just be problematic, whether it's in the short term or the long term. So it's a very complex situation, but if you are on medications, then you need to be aware that there are becoming more and more shortages, and hopefully you can speak with your doctor and figure out what are the strategies that you can use so that you can continue to have the medication that you need. It's also a good reason, if you see the things that you rely on that are over-the-counter medications, that you keep a supply in your home of things that you would want. We don't always need cough medicine or allergy medication or even children's doses, but when we need them, and we don't want to go to the store and find out that they're not available and they haven't been for a long time. If you plan out what are the medications that you would like to have in your home, and you plan out then to strategically have some of those items, keep track of them, and then purchase them when you can find them and when they're affordable. Then you need to rotate your supply, keep track of it, and when you use something up, replace it so that you don't find that you have raided your supply and then when you need it again, it's no longer available to you and your family. So of course there's government studies to see what's going on, and you know how that works. Oh, well, it's complicated and we need to spend a lot more money researching the problem and looking for solutions. So don't expect there to be help from the government anytime soon solving this problem for you. Another thing you might consider doing if medication is very expensive for you and you're not getting the help that you need, try contacting some of the manufacturers and seeing, because sometimes they have programs that they can help you get the medication that you need for a more affordable price. It may not be a long-term solution, but it can certainly be something that could help you in the short term. And we want to be able to solve our problems in all different ways that we can. So if you have found drug shortages and medications that you rely on, let us know. What are you doing to solve those problems? And if you have any tips and tricks to help us have the medication that we need, because we can't wait on someone else to solve this problem for us, we need to solve these problems ourselves. And part of solving the problem is acknowledging it and making a plan going forward. I hope you'll like my video, share it with someone else you think might find it interesting, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.